what I'm wearing, but that made me realize why be with a guy who doesn't like what I wear or doesn't like how I feel nice in clothes. Why do I have to get his validation on what the hell I wear? I buy my clothes. He don't buy my clothes. So you have to remember that. If you buy your clothes, wear it. Wear the fuck out of it. Don't let no guy or no woman to tell you what you wear, because I have had women tell me why I wear what I wear. Hi besties, this is You Against You podcast, and I'm your host, Deja Nicole. So if you're new to this podcast, hi, my name is Deja Nicole, and this podcast is my podcast. It's my baby, You Against You podcast. So You Against You is basically what it means. It will always be you against you, not you against the world. But my podcast is all about wellness, lifestyle, and mental health, and just health in general. And yeah, but in today's episode, which is season 3, episode number 31, which we are almost done with season 3. This is the second to last episode of season 3. And I will be starting season 4 in mid-July. But around mid to end of July. But season 3 is all about romanticizing your life, and season 4 is all about entering new seasons in your life. So stay tuned for that when I talk more about that in the last episode of this season. And if you actually heard the previous episode of season 3, which is season 3 episode number 30, I kind of touched base on that. But next episode, which is the last episode of season 3, I'm going to explain more about that a little bit more if this is your first time listening to my podcast. But in today's episode, I will be talking about soft girl habits to romanticize your life every single day. So I feel like because we're talking about romanticizing your life, and I feel like everyone should romanticize your life, no matter if you're a guy or if you're a girl too, we romanticize our lives in a different way. And I do have some male listeners actually, which is very ironic, but I do. And I just feel like we have to be kind to ourselves more, and we have to be soft with ourselves more. We usually are not, because we're always thinking about other people and how they are and how they feel, and we're always putting ourselves at the bottom of the barrel, but we shouldn't want to put ourselves at the bottom of the barrel. And that's why I feel like if you're that type of person, go listen to season 2, which is all about healing, the healing girl era, the healing girl era, and just healing yourself from trauma, past, and all of that. And stay tuned for season 4, because I will be talking about a lot of episodes when you can heal yourself and to be in your healing era, and to also glow up internally and externally as well. So yeah, but these are some things that I feel like everyone should do if you want to live that soft life. But before we get into today's episode, besties, of course we have our weekly updates. I feel like because I'm actually recording 3 episodes in one day. So I just finished episode number 30. I am recording episode number 31, and I'm about to record episode number 32. I was going to have 33 episodes for this season, but I just feel like I didn't really like that episode, and I want to get done by June so I can start having everything lined out for July for season 4. So mental health checkup is I'm good. Great. I am loving myself more, doing things to make my mental health better, trying new things, revisiting old things, just because last month, May, I was not myself. April, I was not myself. I was working a toxic job. I said was is a clue word. I actually quit that job. If you're listening to this episode, you didn't listen to the last episode. But yes, I did quit my job last May. Last week of May. Last month, around the last week of May. So that's why But I have just trying to get back into group of things. I want to start a series soon on my TikTok. So of me just leveling up my life for me. But yeah, I'm doing good mentally, emotionally. I'm doing good. Sometimes I do have a crying sesh here and there just because I'm dealing with something private right now. And I'm just waiting because it's like it's killing me inside that I have to wait the song to actually have it over with because I have to go to court for it. But I am like, I'm going to be happy when it's over. But mentally, emotionally, and physically, I'm doing good. Technically, physically, I feel like shit right now because I'm on my cycle. But your girl's doing good. I'm taking my medicine. My health is good. My asthma might be bothering me because Tennessee weather is so bipolar right now. And that's activating my asthma, as you can hear. Golly. But I am doing well, I'm healthy, and that's all that matters. Now, let's just get into the quote of today's episode. So the quote of today's episode is when you start loving yourself, life starts loving you too. So again, when you start loving yourself, life start loving you too. The affirmation of today's episode is I understand that now I must take care of myself more than ever. Again, the affirmation of today's episode is I understand that now I must take care of myself more than ever. And the journal prompt of today's episode is when do you feel the most whole? And this question, this journal prompt might be a lot to think about on when do you feel the most whole. Some people it can be with like the smallest things, like their hobbies. When they're doing their hobbies, they feel the most whole. That is me actually getting back into the groove of things, like recording content for you guys, me reading, me writing. That's when I feel the most whole because that's the things I love being, like doing and stuff. When I am surrounded by family, that's when I like feel the most whole. When I am surrounded by nature, even though I don't like this season of this time of year because that's when all the bugs, or you discover new type of bugs and stuff, but still just going outside, feeling the wind, feeling the sun, and getting natural vitamin D, that's when I feel the most whole. So when do you feel the most whole? This question might have you think a lot, but let me know either in this comments in the YouTube video or on Spotify, or you can just DM me on when you feel the most whole. Or I might just put the journal prompts and the affirmations and quotes on the post when I post like new episode alerts, and the caption. So y'all can just let me know there too. So yeah. So you can follow You Against You podcast on both Instagram and TikTok, which is You Against You pod dot by Deja. It'd been a while, okay? When I was doing episode 30, it really took me a while to be like, what the hell am I saying? What the hell do I have to say? But again, it's You Against You pod dot by Deja. That's for both the Instagram and TikTok. If you want to follow my personal Instagram and TikTok, or my Bookstagram or Booktok or author pages. So my personal Instagram and TikTok is Deja_Nicole_. My Booktok and Bookstagram is Deja Cozy Corner, and my author page for both my Instagram and TikTok is author Deja Scribner. All of that information will be in the show notes down below, besties. And if you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are listening to this on Spotify, don't forget to leave a rating and comment, and also follow, because I think you can follow on Spotify. And if you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a rating and review, because it really helps to push out my podcast out there. And yes, I will be doing meditations this week. When I'm recording this is the 14th of June, so the week of the 14th I will be having meditations out. I have tried to have meditations out, but I just never had the time to record them because I have to record them when it's quiet in my house. So either early in the morning or late at night, like late, because my brothers are home and it's loud. So like one is loud because he is. That's how he is when he stims. The other one likes to play video games, and then one just likes to be loud for no reason. So Yeah, yeah. But I will have those guided meditations out hopefully this week. So when I'm recording this is June 14th and it's Saturday and it's 6:32 p.m. So, yeah. But let's just get into the episode. So, like I said, soccer habits that I feel like you can do to romanticize your life. This is also more things that you can do to just improve your life as well, because I feel like everyone should be doing doing these things. I feel like, but you might feel like every girl shouldn't or every person shouldn't be doing these things, or you might feel some type of way when I list any of these things that I'm going to say. And that's okay. That's your opinion on how you think about these things. But the first thing is exploring therapy. I feel like everyone should do at least one therapy session in their life. I am 22, turning 23 next month, and I do see a therapist. She's actually a social worker, but I do see her. I was told about her about my from my cardiologist, which it is free, so I like that. And I really like her, especially that I can actually text her whenever, Monday through Friday, and before 4:30, and she can like respond to my message. Or if I like text her like later in the day, she would like call me, or if I need her to just call me even though I don't have a session that month or not in for a few months, because my next session with her is in September, but I do have a next group session with other people in August. So yeah, but it is very hard. Sometimes if you really need to talk to someone and people that's close to you cannot relate, I always text her and be like, is there a good idea? Is it a way that you can like call me on this day around this time? That'd be helpful for me. And most likely it does happen. So I feel like everyone should explore therapy if you don't already. I feel like a lot of people cannot talk to their family or friends about any situations that they're going through privately because they don't know how the people that are close to them can react to that, and they don't know if that person that's close to them can view them differently. And sometimes that is actually reason why a lot of people do therapy. That's why I do therapy, to be honest, because that's how I feel sometimes. I've been doing therapy since high school, like actually mental health type of therapy. I have done therapy, but like talking to someone about my feelings and things that I'm going through mentally and stuff, I have been doing that since not middle school, but high school. I had a therapist that would come to my high school, and so yeah, everyone actually saw her. She was from a company, so yeah. And I've been doing that since high school, and I never really regret doing therapy. A lot of people might look down upon people who do therapy and be like, well, you messed up in the head, and you just don't know how to deal with your problems. But yes, that is true. Some people don't know how to deal with their problems, and they don't know how to talk to people that are close to them about their problems, and that's why. And I feel like the people who say stuff like that is the reason why they don't do therapy, and they're the real people that really need therapy, because you can tell who actually goes to therapists to talk about their problems and who do not do therapy at all, by just how people handle their situations and handle their problems. So if you don't do it, I feel like you should at least do one or two, maybe three sessions, and to explore it, because it will actually do good for yourself mentally, physically, and also emotionally. Because if you're not yourself mentally, you're not going to be yourself emotionally. And when you're not yourself mentally and emotionally, you're not going to be yourself physically. So, yeah. The next thing is having conversations with yourself. So this can be through a self letter that you can either email to yourself and have it sent in the future a year later or a few months later after you wrote that letter. You can actually make you a handwritten letter and do the same thing, but have it open by this year or the next year or in the next 2 years or the next 3 years. You can literally talk to yourself in the mirror. People might think that's weird, but technically it's not weird, because you're having a conversation with yourself. It's like you're having a conversations with your self-conscious. And like, you know what, like in TV shows and movies, they have like that person that's like the angel and the devil like on their shoulders. That's literally like their self-conscious. So you're having a conversations with your self-conscious, and there's nothing weird about that, because if someone won't listen to your problems, or if you don't go to therapy, there's someone else who will also listen to your problems. Or even if you do go to therapy, you will always listen to your own problems, and you will also find a way to deal with your own problems sometimes. Or there's something that I want to get back doing probably this weekend. Well, it is already this weekend, Saturday. Well, I'm recording this episode, but probably tomorrow or Monday is to do video diaries on my computer. If you have like a MacBook, you can go to the photo booth and you can literally do like cute like filters or not cute filters, that's up to you, or funny filters, but just record a video diary. I have like one. I have one, and just because I haven't been consistent with it, just because of when I was working at my old job and stuff, and I just felt very unmotivated, and I just felt like my life don't have a purpose. Now at this time, do I feel like my life have a purpose? And sometimes, I'm unemployed at the moment, so and sometimes, but I just feel like having like conversations with yourself can really just help you put yourself in a mood. And like what I have like I said around like every end of my episodes, and even the title of my podcast is You Against You, and at the end of every episode I said it will always be you against you, not you against the world, because you are literally your own motivator, or you are going to be the only person that's going to tell you you can't do shit. And to be your own hater. Yes, you might have haters around you, but you will always be your first hater. So that's why you should always have conversations with yourself, because it will help you mentally, and to also help you push yourself more when you feel like you are not worthy, when you are worthy at the end of the day. The next thing, even though I just mentioned this, but I'm going to get more in depth into it, is studying video diaries for yourself. So I saw this on TikTok. And that's why I wanted to start it. But just going on TikTok made me like do this, and I do them on my computer. I only have like one or two on my computer. So basically you can do this on your computer. And you can just, be like, hi, I don't know when I'm going to watch all these, but the date is this, it is this time while I'm recording this, and this, how was my day? And I just wish, like, I have this, and this in the next few months. It's one, you're talking to yourself, you're putting your goals out there to the universe or to God to help you achieve your goals and to make your goals happen, even though you are doing the work, but you just feel like nothing is working, but it is working slowly in process. And then also, it's you just having fun. It's like, hello, it's like you doing your own shows. Like if you're a YouTuber like myself, yes, you have videos out there on the internet that people see, and you can see in the next future, and on in the next years and years and months. But these video diaries is for your own sake, your own eyes. These are private. These are for you, because you are literally doing this for you. You're not doing this for the internet to see. You are doing this for your own eyes. To one, it helps you push yourself as well. If you have goals and you're telling yourself, well, I hope in the next 6 months you already achieve one or two of these goals that I'm saying right now, So start those video diaries. Plus, it's fun. It's a fun way to romanticize your life. Plus, one day if you're having a down day, you can always go back to your video files and watch them. Or if you're just bored, or you'd be like, I wonder what I said in a video diary that I said I'm going to do, and I did. So it's like you literally making your goals come alive too, if you do that. So I'm gonna get back into that soon, and I want y'all to do that too. So yeah, I recommend doing it on an iPad or a tablet or a computer, because it's more ways to store stuff than on your phone, because you might accidentally delete them, and we don't want that to happen now, do we? So the next thing is doing your makeup. I'm someone who don't really do makeup, just because I feel like I don't do makeup. I might do makeup here and there. I want to get back doing makeup, but I do not go out. I really do not go out. So what's the point of me doing makeup if I don't go out, you know? But I feel like you don't have to do a full face of makeup to wear makeup. You can do eyeshadow here, you can do lip gloss, you can do lip oil, and boom, you're done. You can do mascara, or you can just do false eyelashes. That's it. But you don't have to do a full face of makeup to do makeup. And I feel like when you're doing your makeup, you are doing it for you, okay? Let me repeat that. When you're doing your makeup, besties, if you wear makeup, you are doing it for you. You're not doing this for no man or for some bum out there. You are doing it for you. So remember that. Even when you're also getting dressed, you're dressing up for you. Not for no bum. You're dressing up for you. But I just feel like when you are doing your makeup, you are pretending like you're like in those Vogue like YouTube videos, like makeup videos, like get ready with me for just going to the farmer's market or going to the store, or you pretending like you are doing a get ready with me, or you're just like a teenager in a teenage movie, you know? I just feel like doing those little things is you romanticizing your life, and this is something little that I feel like you should do if you want to romanticize your life. The next thing is appreciate and thank yourself every single day. I feel like we do not do this a lot. We do this for other people, but we don't do this for ourselves a lot. And that is something that I feel like I want to do more, because I feel like I don't do a lot. I don't appreciate myself a lot. I am someone who actually will talk down to herself every single day, because I feel like, one, I'm always disappointing others no matter what the fuck I'm doing. And I feel like I can't really get what I want sometimes in life, and I always blame myself, but it would never be myself. And I'm about to cry while saying this, but I really do, and sometimes it does. It does hurt a lot, and I need to learn to appreciate myself and to thank myself, because if it wasn't for myself, I wouldn't be doing the things that I want to do in life. I wouldn't be doing this podcast. I wouldn't be doing my YouTube video. I wouldn't be writing my first novel, my first book, my debut novel. So I just feel like we have to learn how to thank ourselves, because we're the only person who is pushing ourselves to do greater things in life and to continue to live life as well than other people's. Yes, we do have other people who push us and this and that, but we never know what they're really thinking about us in our heads. But we are the only one who knows what we are thinking about ourselves in our heads. So that's why I feel like we need to thank ourselves more, and we need to appreciate ourselves more, because you can have a bad day, and someone who can be miserable in their life can make your life miserable as well. When I was working at my old job that I quit a month ago, literally the women that I worked with, because it was mostly women, they was miserable about their life, and it soon made me hate my life, because they would talk about me and this and that, and then I felt a certain way about myself. But then I came to realize after I quit that job, it was never me. I was good. I had a lot of good things going on in my life, and I had big goals that I was following in my life. But because they was unhappy about theirs, they want to make my life unhappy. So remember to always thank yourself, and to always appreciate yourself, because tomorrow's never promised, and you have to also take that into consideration as well. The next thing is to dress up for yourself. Like doing your makeup for yourself, dress up for yourself. That's it, besties. There was a point when I was in high school, there was a guy like, and I love wearing clothes like this, right? My fashion sense have changed a bit, but I still love to be girly no matter what I'm wearing. Um, and I wanted to change that in high school, because a guy that I liked, who is now not that cute anymore, because I found his Facebook profile one day under people you may know. And let me say, when I gagged, I gagged. So you have to realize you should never want to dress up for a guy. You shouldn't want to dress up for a guy's attention. You should always want to dress up for you. Even when I'm going on dates, because as a single girly, I go on dates a lot, I dress up for me, okay? I kid you not. I dress up for me. I was in a relationship, though, where the guy will criticize me on what the fuck I was wearing. And that's why he's about to lose his job and get kicked out the military, because he was a horrible person. But I was in a relationship, my last relationship. The guy will say, like, why are you wearing that? Or I like this, but I don't like that about the outfit. Like, it was literally like I was kicking rocks every time on what I was wearing, because I was so scared on what he would say before we went on a date. So before I went on a date, and when I was getting ready for the date, I would say, is this fine? Is this okay? And if he said yes, I'd be like, okay, this is what I'm wearing. But that made me realize, why be with a guy who doesn't like what I wear, or doesn't like how I feel nice in clothes? Why do I have to get his validation on what the hell I wear? I buy my clothes. He don't buy my clothes. So you have to remember that. If you buy your clothes, wear it. Wear the fuck out of it. You know? Don't let no guy or no woman to tell you what you wear, because I have had women tell me why I wear what I wear. Do I feel like sick of wearing the type of clothes that I like, or how my style is? I have women tell me that as well. People in my family. So don't feel ashamed on what you like to wear, and always dress for yourself. Do not dress for someone else, because if you're always trying to get someone's validation on what you wear, or just being yourself, it's going to put you in that hole. You're going to keep digging that hole, and then soon you're not going to appreciate yourself. So please don't do that, okay, besties? Okay. The next thing is reading. I feel like soft girl habits, this is a soft girl habit, is to read. And as a girl who loves to read, and who loves to read romance, I love romance. I love to get lost in a book. I will put on lo-fi music, or just music in general, and get lost in a book. I kid you not. I just read an arc. I love that arc because it's a book that's coming out on the 20th, and I got lost in it. I love getting lost in a book, and when you read a book, you can get lost in it. I love getting lost in smut. I love getting lost in spicy romance, regular romance, cowboy romance, fantasy, romanticy. I love getting lost in books. I just do. So get lost in a book. Read. And go follow my main YouTube channel if you want some book recommendations. Or my Booktok/Bookstagram, which I'm growing. So, yeah. And then the last thing is using a candle. I don't know if you can see in the background, but there's a candle being lit that I got from Walmart, and it smells so good. But I love using candles. Every time I clean my room, or just pick up the little things on the floor in my room, I have to light a candle, because I feel like when I'm using a candle, it's just me romanticizing my life, and it just sets the mood. And it looks like it's gonna rain. It's cloudy right now. It looks like it's gonna storm right now. Like, I'm looking out my window, and having this candle on is really setting the mood. I love that a candle can once set the mood, but also change the atmosphere of my room by just whatever scent it is. And it smells so amazing. So, yeah. But, so that is it for today's episode, besties. I really hope that you liked today's episode. So again, the quote of today's is, when you start loving yourself, life start loving you too. Again, when you start loving yourself, life start loving you too. The affirmation of today's episode again is, I understand that now I must take care of myself more than ever. Again, that is, I understand that now I must take care of myself more than ever. And the journal prompt is, when do you feel the most whole? Remember, you can follow You Against You podcast on both Instagram and TikTok at You Against You pod.by Deja. And you can follow all my social medias, and which will be in the show notes down below, if you want to follow me and know what I'm doing and all the other stuff that I'm doing in my life, all the other projects. But that is it for today's episode, besties. Remember, it's you against you, not you against the world. I love you guys, and now I have to record the last episode of season 3. So, yeah, but I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye!